You know, it's so funny to have a callback to this, but damn. Infold really did members of this community dirty with the survey. I mean, imagine logging into your favorite pastime, something that's supposed to take you away from the mundane reality of your world, only to be dissed by the developers themselves. It's kind of off-putting, to put it lightly. Hey, what is up, lovelies? I'm Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and with the brand spanking new survey that came out, the passion in this community has been reignited with lovelies sharing their experiences with the game, and trying to work together to make this game more enjoyable as a whole. But what some lovelies weren't expecting was to be so blatantly lumped to the side. If you don't know what I'm referring to, in the survey, there's a section that asks what year you were born in, and unfortunately, there's an actual age limit until you can't select your birth year anymore. Anyone after the age of 40 playing Love in Deepspace just gets lumped into the 1984 or earlier category, making a significant part of the community feel, for the lack of a better term, old and irrelevant. And if you're watching this and you think that this is just a small matter, then you're probably young and still feel relevant. Congratulations to you for living less years on this earth. But this is actually something to be concerned about. It's funny, but after this happened, I genuinely think that HexJuice was actually onto something. Since I made that previous video about her saying that soccer moms were a huge potential market for this game, it brought a lot of you lovelies to leave me some friendly and highly informative comments about your experiences as a more mature audience of this game. And I personally admit, I didn't realize how large this community was or how diverse until I made that video. And it's honestly so awesome to have 40 to 70 plus year old members playing this silly Otome game together. I truly find it fascinating in a technological sense and also in a generational sense as well. How did we all together start playing this game? It's exciting, so shout out to all of those lovelies watching this video. But I also want to apologize for not fully appreciating and realizing your existence in this community. I myself will admit that I was very ignorant as well. And if I could also apologize on Infold's behalf for this very dumb question format, I 100% would. I can relate to that feeling of embarrassment or mild shame when you suddenly discover that you're too old for a certain thing, and to have that done in a game where you're supposed to enjoy your time in the community, it might make you feel like an outsider, but please don't feel that way. You're all welcome, and I know and see a lot of other lovelies share my feelings too. So on a corporate standpoint, Infold very obviously doesn't consider 40-plus-year-old players to be a viable target market for this game, which is crazy the more I think about it. Sure, you might not outnumber the amount of younger people playing this game, but you lovelies are still relevant, and it's still important to put you in their market demographic. That's a massive amount of people that they're just lumping in together. There is just a huge difference between somebody who is 40 and somebody who is 90 plus. And with how steamy these past few memories have been since Silas's addition to the game, it should have been obvious that there would be a surge in a more mature audience. So I don't see why Infold wouldn't consider 40 plus women in their market demographic. And to reinforce this idea of their goal target market being youngins, let's take a look at their rating for this game. 12 plus on the App Store for Apple, and teen for Google. It's obvious who their ideal market is from the very beginning. Unmarried, 20s to 30-year-old women. Although, I really do think that the 20 plus should really change now that Misty Invasion came out. I don't feel comfortable having minors look at grown-ass 3D generated men caressing their legs. Very much not a good look for our game, especially now in society's climate, while exposing all of these, pedophiles and canceling them. So I hope we actually all add that to our surveys if you haven't completed it yet. But yeah, I don't think that Infold sees the value of having a more mature audience playing this game. Sure, it could mean even more spice to be added to the game, and if that's not your thing, then maybe you could just ignore it. Like, there are other features that don't include spice at all. but Infold should at least include players who have a little bit more expendable income than, say, a struggling college student or high schooler. Also, as an added side note on the topic, Infold's point of view of what the demographic should be for LADS is probably influenced by the company's culture as well. China may not be open or aware that women of all legal ages could enjoy love in deep space. I personally can't speak from experience, but I think it's fair to say that a majority of the more mature women in China might not be interested, or it could also be a societal thing where playing a game like LADS is looked down on. Whereas in American culture, the societal and cultural etiquette is more open and loose. However, the topic of age is still typically a touchy subject for women here, so formatting the birth year question in the way that the devs did probably rubbed a lot of the American fan base the wrong way. Of course, I'm not implying that Chinese culture is better than American culture or vice versa, but an awareness of these differences as a company should be noted for really understanding the demographics for this game, and to properly distribute surveys, content, and marketing in general. But that's all I have for this video. What do you lovelies think about the whole situation? Do you agree or disagree? Also, if any older lovelies want to chime in, please do so in the comments. If you liked my video, please leave me a like down below, and if you want to join the Goblin family, hit that subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you lovelies in the next video. Bye bye now!